What's good? It's the Ruckus, back with another action figure review. Number 2, at least for us, in the new X-Men Nemesis wave line of figures. And up today, we have Fabian Cortez. The reason I'm kicking off Fabian Cortez as far as figures with a Build-A-Figure piece included is because he was the first one from the wave revealed. So he gets those props. And then we will continue on from there. So I figured we started off with Wolverine, Extreme Wolverine, because he had no Build-A-Figure piece included. And now we're doing Cortez because he was the first revealed in this wave of 7. So you see what we got going on. You've got the figure in the window there with his accessories. You also see right there on his left, our right, we've got a Build-A-Figure piece for Nemesis. You see the X-Men logo below, X-Men brand right there. Above, we've got some artwork of Cortez there on the side, and then we've got more down below. It's basically the same as we saw before there. I did that to double check, make sure I wasn't going to give you guys a wrong scoop. And on the rear, we have more of that artwork. We have below the 7 figures needed to build Nemesis. And there is Nemesis there on our left. And like I said, we are starting off with Cortez. Cortez on this lineup is coming in last, but we kicked him off first or second behind Wolverine. And we do get a read-up, a small bio, if you will. Fabian Cortez, once a founder of the Acolytes, betrays Magneto and makes himself an enemy of both his former leader and the X-Men. We'll get to Fabian Cortez momentarily, but first let's take a look at what he came with in packaging. Starting with the Build-A-Figure piece for Nemesis. This is the left leg, and as always when it comes to Build-A-Figure waves, we set these pieces aside until we get to the end, and then we put together our Build-A-Figure and go over that. So there is that. Cortez also comes with an extra set of hands, a left C-grip hand, and a right, I guess, gesturing hand, you want to call it, molded in red. And the C-grip hand is a vertical hinge on it. And, well, so is the gesturing grasping hand. They're both vertical grips. So there is that. You see that on out of packaging, he comes with a set of fists. It's highly likely that those are the standard horizontals. And he also comes with these effects that we've seen bordering on 1,000,000 times before. They've got a nice translucent color to them, though. This is pretty cool. I don't know if you can actually really see it, if it's translating well that way. I'll set one down and I'll get close up on one. So here's what it looks like close up. Once again, I don't know how well the vibrancy of this piece is translating well on camera, but give you an idea, it looks pretty cool. The thing that I'd like to mention is this is no way, shape, or form indicative of Cortez's power set. He isn't an energy projector at all. What he is he is a power amplifier, and he can amplify mutants. I'm assuming at least mutants. I don't know if it applies to other enhanced individuals, but to mutants, he can enhance their abilities. Well, obviously it works if they need a power boost, but he can also do it to their detriment where their powers will go out of control. So yeah, that's his power set. And we got those fireballs, fire fists with him. I guess, I mean, at least we got them. So it's not a complaint. It's just an observation that it's a curious selection for an accessory or accessories. Anyhow, Fabian, we'll get him up close here, and so we can See some Acolyte goodness. So you see that he's basically, his body's molded in blue. He's got the red paint. He's got the shoulder pads with the harness going across. The red wrist, I guess that's technically part of the glove. So you see how that's textured there. And then, of course, he's got the red boots. And the boots, there are no other distinctive paint going on. They're just red. And looking at the back, we'll get to his head sculpt momentarily. I just want to show this. I'm going to move his head out the way so you can see how his cape is in. This cape tucks underneath his pads, right? And this portion of the cape has like flaps on the end that tuck underneath these inner workings of the shoulder pads. And then, of course, he has the peg, which wants to come out because those shoulder pads want to force it out. So there is that. In terms of the head sculpt, we've got, the face looking pretty decent. He's gritting his teeth. And like Acolytes, this is a common trait with the Acolytes. They all wear head pieces, yellow, that go around above the ears and across the sides of the head. And Cortez, of course, has that going on. And his hair, pretty nice color. It's not, I don't believe there's a wash in there. It looks good enough that it's possible that there could be. And of course, he's got the ponytail. When he was first revealed, the shots that we got, the digital shots we got, didn't reveal a ponytail. And everyone was asking if he'd have one because he's always portrayed with one. And that question was answered when he had his full reveal. Some cases, they were answered by Hasbro staff, but it was confirmed when we got the actual shots of this guy. In terms of his articulation, he can look down that far. He can look up that far. His head is on a ball hinge, and of course he can 360 it. The ponytail will try to impede. He doesn't have much in the way of the tilt. As far as the shoulders are concerned, he can get mostly T, but that's the reason he can't get a complete T is because the harness is impeding. He could swing 360 with the shoulders, but once again, that harness. He has butterfly joints in there, and of course they're going to be impeded both going backwards and forwards because of that harness. Bicep swivel. He's got the double jointed elbows. Of course, they're pinless. And the vertical hinge on the wrist, or rather the rotating hinge on the wrist, and the horizontal hinge for these fists, both sides. He's got an ab crunch, so he can go forward that far. He can go back pretty far, even with the cape there. He's got a waist swivel. He can spread his hips that far, go forward near 90, back just a little bit. He's got the thigh cut. He's got the double jointed knees, pinless, of course. He doesn't have a calf swivel at the top of that boot. Curious. But he can point his toe very well, that far forward, that far up. And he has more than ample ankle pivot. So that's what you got going on there. Get his arms. The harness also prevents Cortez from getting his arms all the way down. So keep that in mind. So I figured the one comparison worth doing is with, of course, the former leader of the Acolytes himself. We're talking about Magneto. This particular figure, we have plenty to choose from, but this one is coming from the X-Men 97 retro wave. Chose this one because we had an episode in the original X-Men cartoon with both of these characters in it, and Cortez betrayed Magneto. We had a few episodes, matter of fact, betrayed Magneto in that episode, as well as in the comics, basically the same way, and eventually overloaded Magneto's powers, jacking him up a bit. So that's why I chose that. That's number one. Number two, it was the easiest one to locate because it's one of the more recent Magneto. So there is that factor. You've got that. So yeah, the one thing I did notice, I originally thought that I had Mags set back too far because he appeared shorter than Cortez. I moved him up, and to my dismay, he is shorter than Fabian Cortez. And I do not believe that is the case in terms of their appearances together. Magneto is a decently tall gentleman. He's either 6'2" or 6'3". The actual height for him is eluding me right now, but I don't think Fabian is bigger or taller than Magneto. But hey, they still look pretty decent. Here's what I call a modified shot of how Cortez's powers would work, and of course, the perfect candidate for test dummy is Magneto himself, since he definitely used his powers to, we'll call it, overload Magneto. And here's Fabian Cortez with the only other figure that I've reviewed for this wave thus far. We have Wolverine, as he's stated, as he's shown on the packaging. I still think it should have been emphasized that this is Extreme with an X Wolverine, but that's just me. So bringing this review of the Marvel Legends X-Men Wave Nemesis Build-A-Figure Wave, Fabian Cortez, very decent figure. There's a lot of people that, there are some people in the community that are asking, do we really need a Fabian Cortez? I've always thought those questions of need as being, for me, ridiculous, because at the end of the day, these are toys. We don't need any of them. Want, desire, of course. As far as a Fabian Cortez is concerned, the reason that probably was asked was because we don't have any other Acolytes. Well, everything has to begin somewhere with a first. This is the first. And the leader of the Acolytes is a very appropriate first figure to start a new team. Now, it's incumbent upon Hasbro to put out other members of that team in a timely fashion. Hint, hint, Hasbro, talking to you. But got to start somewhere. There are a few members of the Acolytes that I would love to have, for sure. And they would look good as a team together in a group shot. So, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Of course, as far as this figure goes, he's got all of the articulation that you would want. He's on the Vulcan body mold, so you know what you're going to get with that. Some of the articulations impeded by the design of the costume. Those shoulder pads are impeding, obviously, the shoulders doing a 360 and full utilization of the butterfly joints, but all of that articulation is there. The design, of course, is accurate to the character, and the only thing that's inaccurate are the Powerball effects, but they still, we got something, so that's all good. An additional set of hands. The C-grip hand, the left C-grip hand, I don't know why we have that, because he has nothing to grip, but obviously you can find something for him to grip. And yeah, there is that. Of course, we get the Build-A-Figure piece, the left leg to put together Nemesis, which we'll do at the conclusion of this series of reviews for this wave. Until then, though, we're going to go one at a time. This is the second one, so 2 up, 2 down, and we will continue on to the next. What I want you guys to do is to let me know what you think about this guy. What do you think about the whole concept of you got to start somewhere? Let me know that in the comment section below. Like this video. Please share the video and subscribe if you haven't done so. It's taking me several years to do it, but I'm slowly, inexorably making my way to my first 1,000. And that'll be something. That's an achievement. It don't really mean too much for YouTube because the real money's in the viewership. You know what I'm saying? So and the viewing hours, this, that, and the third, and the likes. So I'm here for all of it. Help me out any kind of way you could. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me, and hope you'll continue to do so. Until next time, y'all. Peace.